Right now, people are anxious. Um, People are crying out for justice.
Mm.
Um, People are angry. And you see, the thing is, we have been here before
Yeah.
too many times where there is a terrible incident, and we hear all the right things coming from the police. We hear promises that they will do the right things, they will rein these officers in. And then, as the attention on the story of the case of the murder fades, so do their promises. And people are left to fend for themselves. So we have been down this road before here in Minneapolis with a lot of other murders, and so right now people do not trust the system. They do not trust the police. They want to see justice.
And that was going to be my next question. This has not been the first case, probably will not be the last in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. And as you talk about wanting justice, then, what does justice look like?
Well, right now there has been, um, I would say this, there has been a pandemic here in Minnesota, even before the COVID-19. And this pandemic is called racism. Black people, people of color have been targeted. There has been mass incarceration of black people. It's so much that we as a people have gone through. And time again, after a police shooting, you will hear the mayor, you will hear the chief. But this has been the culture. This has been the culture time and time again of this police department. We had in 2007, we have five black officers sued the Minneapolis Police Department because they have seen systemic racism within this department. And this is something that have gone on time and time again without transparency, accountability, and trust. So right now, it was good. I just want to say this: it was good to see the chief of police out there speaking out. But the problem is, you ask yourself, what if there were not a video of this incident? What if the world didn't rise up to speak up? This police department, law enforcement, they have a good way of surviving, and I believe they have come together to say this is what we need to do to survive. We need to step up now. But I just want to say this: George Floyd will still be alive today if this police department had accountability, had trust, and had reined in these rogue officers that have gone off the rails. But too many of times we see the department step up and back these officers that have killed our children, that have hurt us, and that have gone rogue. And there is nothing has been done about it. So too many times we have families, Maggie, that have gone to the Justice Department, hoping and seeking justice, only to be told that it was a justified shooting. So we at a crossroad right now in Minneapolis.
Yeah. You had an event with the Floyd family. You invited them as well as Mr. Crump as well to the event. How are they feeling, and what was the consent? What was the feeling like at that event as you memorialize George Floyd and look and see what has happened in our world globally because of this man's death?
I have been in touch with this family from the time George was murdered. They know that we're praying for them. The family knows that we're standing with them. But the family wants justice. The family wants to know that George's life um, was not taken in vain. They want the officers, all of them, not just Chauvin, all of them. the ones that held the legs, the one that stood guard, all of them that participated in this murder to be held accountable. It's not about the settlement from the city. It's not about nothing else. It's time now that Minneapolis Police Department be held accountable. And it starts from the top, from the very top. The family is hurting. The family is hurting right now because what we are hearing, okay, is very traumatizing. You know, they have to relive this again and again, and they have to listen to the defense try to tarnish the name of this good man.
Mm.
It's hard. It's hard to sit there and watch after seeing how this man stood on the neck of George. And you can only do that if you know that you have a department that has your back. You can only do that in broad daylight only if you feel that you are privileged. People are videotaping you and you're not afraid of any consequences. It's because Minneapolis Police Department have taken care of their own time and time again. And so that's why Chauvin stood on his neck because he was not afraid of any consequence coming from this department.
Well, we are also praying for justice to be served as well. Thank you so much, Bishop Harding Smith, for your time today.